Hey guys, what's going on? Tenebris here. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be playing on Hungry Games, and we're going to be doing a live commentary. I'm actually going to begin by basically talking about some of the changes that I want to see in the new Minecraft combat update. Now, if you saw my previous video on this topic, Minecraft basically recently pushed a combat update, which is in beta, in 1.14, and they did a lot of different changes. So if you have not watched that video, go watch that right now, because it's really important to understand what I'm talking about here. But anyway, so let's go over the things that I thought were really nice, and then I'm going to get to the things that I think need massive changes immediately. Well, first of all, what I thought was really nice in the combat update was the fact that they actually made the default cooldown a lot more reasonable than it was in 1.9 PvP. Like, it's much easier to play, and Jeb acknowledges that 1.9 PvP is too sluggish to be interesting, which is very nice. He kind of acknowledges my point there that I've made in previous videos arguing against the annoying repetitive 1.9 supporters. But regardless of that, even though they did say that the game itself was going to be too sluggish in 1.9, they did not completely remove the cooldown, but they did modify it, so it is a lot shorter, which is a lot nicer because the combat now is a lot closer to what 1.7 would be, or 1.8 would be versus what 1.9 would be. So I do like that part. They also made the cooldown. Well, okay, so this is basically the way the new system works. They basically made it so when you swing, there's a cooldown, and that cooldown is also your enemy's hurt time. So in the past, the hurt time was like 0.5 or half a second, but now that cooldown that you have in your hotbar is the enemy's hurt time as well. So if you have a faster weapon, the enemy's hurt time is also scaled with that, which is really interesting. I like that mechanic quite a bit. And they also made it so you can only attack when you're fully charged. Like, you'll only actually be able to send attack packets when you're fully charged, which actually makes sense. Even though on paper that sounds horrible, it sounds like they made 1.9 PvP worse. I think that that actually makes the current system that they're using a lot better, because that way there's no really like weird scaling with damage. If you jitter click or whatever, it's just you jitter click and you do the damage you do. And if they want to set the cooldown to be a lot lower on the server side, they can, and stuff like that. So I do like that mechanic was implemented with the hurt time being modified as well. So yeah, that's really nice. Even though on paper it kind of just sounds bad. Like, it just sounds like it would be a horrible idea to make it so you can only attack on cooldown. But yeah, it's a really good idea. I like it quite a bit. I like the fact that they implemented it. Anyway, so that's that. I like that quite a bit. Actually, one more thing that I actually really like about the update is actually the fact that I know a lot of this is very controversial in the community, but I actually like the fact that Mojang implemented something where on the first hit, essentially when your sword is fully charged, or 200% charged, I should say, you can actually get higher reach. Although I do think it should be buffed or nerfed a little bit. I think it should be set to like 3.3 instead of 3.5 for swords. And perhaps on the other weapons, it should not be like 4 blocks. Maybe it should be like 3.5 on tridents and like 3.3 on swords or something like that. I think 4 blocks is way too overpowered for PvP, even if it's only happening on the first hit. Because what people could do is they could switch to that one item, attack, and then switch back, and basically do a lot more damage. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, it is an interesting mechanic. I could see servers implementing something where you get a 4-block reach weapon, which, by the way, I'm going to make a whole video on what I think that this could mean for Minecraft anti-cheats and stuff like that, because there is a bunch of implications for it, which I discussed a little bit on Twitter, but I didn't get into it too far. But I could see a server like setting a weapon that does, like, I don't know, 0 damage, but like has 5-block reach. That would be very interesting. It would be kind of like a rod, but like a modified rod. Very interesting in my opinion. I like it quite a bit, and with the new MBT data tags, they can definitely do that. But regardless, I do like the fact that they have the reach feature. It's very balanced. It's not like they completely made swords like 3.5 blocks static. It's only on the first hit, which I love. I just really like that feature, and I think that makes PvP very dynamic. And I think that after that, obviously, they're not going to be 3.5 blocks. They're going to be 3 blocks, and we're just going to have a normal fight. But it does really emphasize the first hit, which could actually give a huge advantage to people with low ping, because they're going to get that first hit first no matter what, which is kind of unfortunate, but I do like the mechanic. Not entirely because I have low ping, but also because it has a fair bit of dynamics to, it adds a fair bit of dynamics to like Minecraft and stuff like that, so I like that quite a bit. So anyway, so those are all fun and dandy ideas that they added, and I like them a lot, but let's get into some of the things that I think that should be changed in the Minecraft combat system. Well, first of all, they added an auto clicker, so if you hold left click, you click at like 6 CPS, which, I mean, obviously, like, you can hold right click, and click 6 CPS or 4 CPS or something like that. Yeah, but basically you hold down left click and you click like 6.5 CPS. I think someone like measured it, but I personally don't think that that's gonna. I think that makes combat very unfun. That's just my opinion, obviously. Oh, hello. That's just my opinion, obviously, but I think that it makes it very like, oh, it's just like you're just holding. It's like it'll become like cookie clicker and like in an unironic way. Like cookie clicker. I know people sometimes compare regular Minecraft combat to that, but it will be so much worse. Like you'll literally just hold down your button and aim. Like that's not fun. The player's hitbox is way too big for that to be fun. I don't think it's fun. I don't have fun in this game auto clicking, so I don't think 1.14 PvP with an auto clicker would be very fun either. So yeah, I just personally am against it. I think that if they're going to have an auto clicker, it needs to be a lot lower CPS. Like it should be like 1 or 2 CPS, and not really like 6 CPS. Because 6 CPS, in my opinion, is a little bit too high for it to be fair. Or not fair, necessarily, but I'm really just talking about, like, fun, right? Because we're really talking about whether or not it's fun. It is fair, I guess, if everyone has the same advantage. It's just not really what I would be looking for if I was playing Minecraft Combat. I'd be looking for clicking when I'm playing Minecraft Combat. I'm not really interested in, like, holding down my mouse. It's just too slow, like, sluggish. What's going to end up happening is Jeb, like, he talked about how he believes that the 1.9 system was too sluggish to be interesting. But at the same time, it's also the case that, like, by adding an auto clicker, the combat system itself is going to be very boring. Like, it's going to be way more boring than 1.9 is. But yeah. And then finally, they also did something where, like, you can only critical hit on the 200% cooldown, which I completely disagree with because, like, critical hits have been a part of this game for the longest time, and, like, there's just no point. Like, honestly, if you're going to have critical hits, allow them to happen anytime. It doesn't make comboing people and stuff like that very fun or dynamic if you just only have the critical hits on the 200% cooldown. So in my opinion, I think that they should make critical hits happen anytime. They also have sweep attack and extra knockback on the 200%. Sweep attack is fine because sweep attack is OP, so you have to stand still and basically have that cooldown, which is very nice. I like that a lot. But the criticals need to be changed. The knockback itself, the extra knockback is kind of already in the game because you can reset your sprint and get more knockback. So it's like kind of already in the game. So it's not really a big deal in my opinion. I don't see much of a difference between that and what is in 1.8 already. So yeah, I don't see that as an issue or anything like that. So yeah, those are basically my suggestions for the 1.9 or 1.14. What would it be? 1.14 combat system, I guess is the best way to put it. I think that what they have right now is actually a lot better than what we saw in 1.8. But I do think that it needs some improvement. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I just kind of recorded this as a live commentary. I'm also going to be going on vacation soon, so don't really expect uploads for like a week. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Make sure you buy my Badlion Clan cape in the description. The old one went back on the store because the new one kind of sucks. But yeah, anyway, peace out. See you guys later.